locked to that chair. In a moment when I count to 5, you will wake up. You'll have no memory of being hypnotized at all. You'll think you just came up here and dozed off for a second. That hand is stuck tight to that chair. You cannot let go of that chair no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, until I clap my hands, and you won't even know the chair is there. As far as you're concerned, everything is normal to count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sitting up straight in the chair, waking up completely. How you doing?
Good.
All right, do you think you've been hypnotized up here?
I heard you talking about me holding this chair.
Okay, well, let's see you try to let go of it then. Well, I'll tell you what, you can go back to your seat if you want. Thanks.
I can't let go of the chair.
Well, go back. I need to continue. You can go back to your seat if you want.
I don't want to let this chair.
Isn't it amazing the baggage we carry around with us? And we're not even aware of it. Come on, Ken, back to your seat there. Would you give Ken a round of applause for being so brave? Come up here. Thank you very much. Let me see you let go of the chair, Ken.
I can't do it.
Yes, Ken, you can. You're out of hypnosis, right?
I can't do it.
Come on, let me see you let go of the chair.
I can't.
What's the analogy here, folks? You know, you can ask for referrals, can't you? Can't do it. You can ask for $1 million deals, can't you? Can't do it. You can deal with a certain type of client, can't you? Can't do it. I don't get along with those people. I don't feel comfortable. I just can't do it. Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that the same kind of baggage you carry around? And 90% of it's up here. Would you agree? All right, now Ken's been kind enough, so why don't you come up here for just a second. Let's make this worth your while. Ken, do you have any goals you'd really, really like to achieve in 1997? You don't have to tell me what they are, but do you have some primary goals for 97? Would you take a moment and locate one of those primary goals for yourself? Don't have to tell me what it is, but just locate it in your mind. Tell me when you've got it in your mind. Got it clear in your mind? Beautiful. Sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, what I want you to do, Ken, is in a moment I'm going to touch your forehead, and we're going to remove that hand from the chair. Excellent. Now, take a nice deep breath and go even deeper to sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, Ken, I want you to take that goal that you've just chosen, and I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to imagine that it's sometime in the future after you have achieved your goal for 1997. I want you to take a moment and visualize yourself looking the way you want to look, feeling the way you want to feel, and I want you to imagine that it's in the future after you have achieved the goal. Take as long as you need, but when you've got that in your mind, just nod your head to signal me. Excellent. Is this the way you really want it to be? Are you sure? Beautiful. When I touch your forehead, I want you to lock that picture into your mind. Listen very carefully, Ken. Most important thing I'm going to say to you all day. From this moment and this moment forward, you and you alone are in complete and total control of this state of mind. You're going to be able to give yourself suggestions anytime you want, any place you want. You're going to be able to get back into this wonderful, peaceful state whenever and wherever you want, just by picking a spot to look at, just like you did here. Take a couple nice deep breaths, just like you did here, and then slowly counting backwards from 5 down to 1. As you count backwards, you'll feel your body loosening and relaxing. Your eyelids will close. By the time you reach the number 1, you're going to be just like you are now, loose and limp and relaxed, able to give yourself suggestions that are every bit as powerful as any suggestions that I could possibly give you. Did you understand those suggestions? Beautiful. Now, when you want to wake up, all you have to do to wake up is count forward in your mind from 1 to 5, and you'll wake up feeling wonderful, rested, refreshed, invigorated, and relaxed. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to wake you up, but when I wake you up, you're going to discover that your name is Bob, B-O-B. Starts with a B, ends with a B. Your name is Bob until I touch your forehead again. At the count of 5, wide awake, your name is Bob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wide awake. All right, now how long do you think you've been sitting up here for in minutes?
About 7.
About 7 minutes. And what did you say your name was?
Yeah.
What's your name, though?
Bob?
Bob? And what's your last name? What's your name? What's your name?
Bob?
Yeah, I thought so. How do you spell that?
B-O-B.
B-O-B. I thought that's the way you spelled it. What's your name again?
Bob.
Bob. Starts with a B? Ends with a B? Okay. O in the middle? What's your name again?
Bob?
I thought so. Okay. Now, and what's your last name?
Needham.
Needham. And what's your name tag say?
Ken.
So what's your name?
Ken.
What is your name?
It's Ken.
Good. What's your name?
Ken Needham.
Good. Give this guy a round of applause, would you? This guy was just excellent. Thank you very much. Now, just wait a second, before we go. Just for the benefit of the group, was this a plant? I mean, have I ever met you before?
When I came up here, I said, I've seen hypnosis many times, and I said, no one can hypnotize me. Now, I was aware of what you were saying, and I said, is this hypnosis? Because I was truly, totally relaxed and under. But like, as you had me hold the chair, I literally couldn't let go. I knew what was going on. I knew what you were saying.
Have I ever met you before in any context anywhere before? Never before, and you've never been hypnotized before, ever?
Never.
It's Uncle Bob, yeah.
I didn't think anybody could hypnotize me.
And please take a lesson from that, folks. There are a number of you in the group here that are probably having the same thoughts. Nobody could ever do this. This would never work for me. Never in a million years. And yet the fact is, the bell curve. Most of you could be hypnotized, and it would benefit you to learn to do so as a goal-setting technique. Now, just one real quick thing, just to make sure that you're 100% here. Would you pick a spot to look at, take a nice deep breath, and just out loud, would you count backwards from 5 down to 1 and see what happens?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This guy's beautiful, isn't he? Okay, nice deep breath, Bob. I mean, Ken. Nice deep breath. Count of 5, eyes wide open, totally wide awake, completely out of it, totally and completely in control. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wide awake. Thanks again. Give this guy a round of applause. Really good. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's good luck. And folks, that is really only one way that you can internalize goals. I do want to kind of summate very quickly. If you're not programming yourself, I think you need to be at some level. If you're not reading affirmations, writing your goals down, getting your goals on tape, giving yourself rewards and punishments, or visualizing, then find something else. But you should be doing something at least once or twice a week to keep your goals clear and sharp and vivid. Because any of you who have been in the business any more than a couple of days have probably already discovered, typically motivation doesn't last very long. If you're really going to set your sights on a target in this business and get motivated toward it, you need to be refreshing that on a regular basis. Ken, was very kind to come up here, and that's just one way of doing it. There are a number of other ways. Any of you going to MDRT, by the way? I'll be speaking Wednesday afternoon. Come and see me. We're going to have a blast at MDRT. They specifically asked for the hypnosis, and I expect to hypnotize a couple dozen people up there. It should be pretty wild. Yeah, we get them falling on the floors and stuff. When I have a little bit more time, it'll be a little bit more outrageous. But are there any questions? Yes? Yes, it's great. That's true. I had forgotten. I'll be speaking in Clearwater at the Florida Convention. Thank you for reminding me. And where else am I speaking that you folks might have something to do with? I guess I spoke at the LAMP meeting 2 weeks ago, and that was a pretty big deal. Yes, sir?
How long before his conscious mind can take back over?
Well, his conscious mind has taken back over. He was never out of control. As you can see, by trying to change his name, he didn't like that. Did you see him fighting? And if I had tried to change his name permanently, it would have never worked in a million years. You can't make people do something they don't want to do. You can't give them suggestions they don't want to accept. Most of my suggestions, like the arm frozen, can't get up out of the chair, those are neutral suggestions. If I tried to tell him to do something that was obnoxious or unpleasant to him,
how long before he would be able to let go?
Okay, you've all heard, very good question. What if I walked out of the room and left him stuck to the chair? Let's say it the way we mean it. Okay, you've all heard the cases of people that go to a hypnotist to stop smoking and never touch another cigarette. I mean, they go once, they never ever touch another cigarette. That happens. It really does. Care to venture a guess how often that happens, percentage-wise? About 2% of the time. I mean, that bell curve, you'll get 2% of the super good subjects. It's conceivable that there are people that if you told them they were stuck to the chair, they would be stuck until they went back to a hypnotist days later and got it unstuck. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Most people, if you did it just once, it would wear off in 15 or 20 minutes, half hour, hour. Most people, it just isn't. But the theory says that if you spent 5 minutes a day, every day for a month, imagining that your hand was stuck to that chair within a month, you'd have that permanent hysterical paralysis I was talking about. So most people can stop smoking if they would do it every day for a month. Most of you could learn to internalize the goal of qualifying or getting to the master's level if you did it every day for a month. If you go home tonight and say, okay, I'm going to spend 5 minutes, I'm going to visualize myself at master's level, it may motivate you tomorrow, but it's not going to have much of a permanent effect. But if you got into the habit of doing it every day for a month, within a month, that would be the new focus. If your goal was to go from 100,000 to 200 to 200 to 4, and you did it every day for a month, theory says within a month, that would be the focus. It's simple. It's easy. It takes 5 minutes. Try it. Give it a month. See if it works for you. Most of you would be surprised.